Hi, this is Alcan. Welcome back to my channel. We got some breaking news. Apparently, um, the involuntary manslaughter case against Alec Baldwin in the death of cinematographer Hutchison has been dismissed. We're going to get into it and see what went wrong and what the judge had to do to correct this situation here. Says judge dismissed Alex Baldwin Rust case among trial. This is by Meredith Diaso. This is from ABC News. So it says a New Mexico judge has dismissed Alex Baldwin's Rust case on day 3 of his manslaughter trial after the defense filed a motion claiming the live ammunition that came into the hands of the local enforcement related to the investigation into the deadly onset shooting was concealed from them. And an exploratory motion filed late Thursday, the defense argued that the case should have been dismissed over the handling of the ammunition evidence. During the court case on Friday, the state argued that the evidence had no exploratory value and is not related to the Baldwin's case. The matter was initially raised during the court on Thursday, the second day of the actor's involuntary manslaughter trial over the death of Rust cinematographer Helena Hutchison, who was fatally shot by Baldwin on the Santa Fe set of the Western in October 2021, where his revolver fired a live round. Defense attorney Alex Spiro asked a state witness Marissa Papel, a crime scene technician with the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office, who collected the evidence in the case, about a good Samaritan who handed over the ammunition to the sheriff's office in March. During Rust's armorer Hannah Gutierrez's trial that had reportedly ended with Seth Keenan, who supplied the film with the firearms, blanks, and dummy rounds. Gutierrez was convicted of involuntary manslaughter and Hutchison's death, with prosecutors arguing that the armorer was the source of the live bullet that killed her and saying she failed to follow safety protocols meant to protect crews while handling firearms. Papel testified that her lieutenant instructed her to create a report document that the individual came and gave them the ammunition, and she filed it under case number different from the Rust case. Sparrow said, quote, "You buried it." No, Papel responds. This is a supplement report on it, and it was placed into evidence. Sparrow went to the ask, isn't the case that law enforcement likely had the matching rounds to the ammunition that killed Mitch Hutchison? I do not know, Papel says. And you do not know because you made a doc report about this and did not put it into rest of the Rust evidence, correct? Sparrow asked. Those rounds were not placed with the rest of the Rust evidence, correct? Papel said. Nor were they sent to the FBI for testing with the Rust evidence, they said. Sparrow asked. No, they were not, Papel said. This is a back and forth between the defense attorney and the prosecutor witness. During the redirect on Thursday, prosecutor Kerry Morris Sr. had Papel confirmed that Baldwin had not been charged with involuntary manslaughter for bringing live rounds onto the movie set or for loading a live round into the gun. Had a person already been tried and convicted for those things, Morrison says. Yes, Papel said, referring to Carol. I can't pronounce these names for crap. Morrison asked Papel if she was aware that the Good Samaritan who provided the ammunition in question in the motion was Troy Teskey, a close friend of Gutierrez's father, famed Hollywood armorer Thera Reed, to which Papel said she was not. Are you aware that Troy tested had his own motivation for placing the blame on Seth Keith to help Hannah Gutierrez. Morrison said, "No, I did not know knowledge of that." Papel says, Papel testified that Kenny provided the sheriff's round office with his own live rounds, which was tested and found not to match the live ammunition found on the set. Live ammunition found at Kenny's prop house was also not found to be a match, she said. Papel testified that Gutierrez was determined to be the source of the live rounds based on photographic evidence of the set. Gutierrez's attorney, Jason Ball, said it is beyond shock that the live rounds provided to the sheriff's office by test kit weren't tested. They were hiding the ball until it called it out on trial. If you want to get to the truth, you run down all the leads, he said in a statement. During Friday's motion hearing, Morrison said that the state initially had been provided a photograph of the ammo by Tuscan, a retired officer who lived in Arizona, and determined based on the photograph that it was not a match of the live ammunition found on the set, and they were not going to continue going down this rabbit hole. There's absolutely nothing about the ammunition that Troy Tesk had that had any kind of value into the Gutierrez case. There's no value in the Baldwin case, Morrison says. Defense attorney Luke Nick S. charged that the evidence was concealed by being placed on a different case number, and it was critical evidence that was required to be disclosed. Ms. Morrison does not get to determine what has value and what doesn't, he said. On the stand during the Friday's motion hearing, Papel disputed that the ammunition was hidden and said it wasn't evidence that Kenny provided the live ammunition to the set of Rust. If you bury it, how did the defense attorney know to cross-examine you on it yesterday? Morrison asked Papel. I do not know, she replied. Kenneth testified during Friday's hearing that he initially alerted investigators to the live ammunition from Tesk during an interview on November 2021, days after the shooting. He said he believed that may have been the source of the live ammunition on the set, but later determined it couldn't have been based on different in the powder and the projectiles. Asked Marcenia whether he believed that Reed and Threll wanted to blame him for the introduction of the live rounds to the Rust set. He responded, to varying degrees, yes. It seems palatable that they were trying to finger at me, or point the finger at him. He said, Cannon testified he was certain he didn't provide any live ammos to the film. There was never a question in my mind that I provided live ammunition to Russ, he said. The Santa Fe Sheriff Office, Captain Alexander Hancock, the lead detective in the Rust investigation, testified during Friday's motion hearing that Tuscan showed up in court during Guerrero's testimony with the live ammunition before dropping off at the sheriff's office. Hancock said he left a couple of messages with Tuscan, but he didn't return them, so he wasn't able to tie the evidence to Rust. Asked by Spiro whether there was any other evidence in this case that had been quantified proof that you had hidden from the defendant, Hancock responds, I don't think I hidden anything. When Spiro mentioned that Tuscan did give a witness statement to Papel, Hancock said he did not know that until Friday. The lap camera footage of Tuscan talking to Papel at the sheriff's office was shown during the hearing, during which he said he has evidence. He said the ammunition was not from the Rust set, but from a same set of live rounds that Reed had for a different film project. Tesk, who was listed as a witness for the defense for Gutierrez's trial but was never called, said on the video that her defense did not want the ammunition. Lieutenant Brian Brandel, who lap footage was shown in court Friday, testified that Hancock said in a file to the information on a different case number pending further investigation. Under questioning by Judge Sommers, who is presiding over the trial, Hancock said that the evidence was placed under a different case number from the Rust investigation based on discussions her supervisor, and Morrison's had. Morrison said she would be happy to testify under oath. Mercedes called herself a witness. At the Sparrow said he did not feel the need to call her herself. She testified that the round provided by Tuscan did not strike me as having significant value because they never left Arizona and apparently dismissed to the live round found on the set of Rust based on photos of the ammunition provided by Gutierrez's attorney Bowles. The only way that this is relevant to the Rust investigation as if it was any similar to the live rounds that were found on the set of Rust, she said. When I received the photograph of Mr. Bowles, I can immediately tell that they are very dissimilar from the live rounds that were found on the set of Rust. She said at the point that she did not take any step to collect the ammunition at the point when Tuscan brought it up to the sheriff's office. She said she did not realize the ammunition would be filed under a different case number from the Rust investigation. Marcia argued that Bowles did not want the ammunition from the Tuscan because it was the best evidence against his client, regardless of the source of the live bullets on set. During Sparrow's cross-examination of Marcia, it was revealed that the other prosecutor in the case, Arlene Ocampo Johnson, resigned from the case Friday. I wasn't aware of that. Marcia said it was because Johnson did not agree with the decision to have a public hearing. Sparrow at one point accused her of not liking Baldwin. You know, it's an absolutely untrue, Marcia said. I actually really appreciate Mr. Baldwin's movies. I really appreciate the acting he did on Saturday Night Live. And I really appreciate his politics. Well, if you go to CNN, you might be able to find the video where the judge was doing the dismiss motion in front of Alec Baldwin, and give you more details into that. But apparently, whatever happened, you know, the fact that the information was not relayed to the defense about this bullet situation made it very hard for the judge to continue the case. So unfortunately, she had no choice but to dismiss it. It looks like it was errors and not, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it looks like a series of errors was made here, and it was found out during the trial. It was just ridiculous. But anyway, we don't know what more is going to happen. Well, he's not going to be brought up on charges again because he was dismissed with justice, meaning that they cannot bring it up again. And that's my son talking out loud. So check out the CNN video. It will show you Alec Baldwin's emotion after he found out the case was dismissed. This is Al Ken saying so long for now, and don't forget to stop. Noisy kid!